Well, here we are, folks. It's that time once again to talk about one of our fallen favorite musicians who they all got to go right at some point. So late yesterday, it was announced that Phil Lesh, longtime founding bass player of the Grateful Dead, left us at the age of 84 after a long struggle with various cancers. I believe that's the final cause of death, cancer related. Of course, he had bladder cancer that he fought and got past, about like 8 years ago or something like that. And I believe he had cancer somewhere else in more recent years. So, born Philip Chapman Lesh in Berkeley, California, March 15th, 1940. Again, he leaves us October 25th, 2024. Like I mentioned, one of the founding members of the Grateful Dead, performed bass on all of their studio records from the very, very first one up until the last one, and of course played in so many concerts with the Dead and various other Dead-related bands in more recent years. Phil Lesh and Friends and Dead and Company and all these other incarnations that we've seen in more recent years since they stopped using the Grateful Dead name. Again, most notably known as a bass player, and a very fine bass player, very melodic bass player with a very signature style and sound. He basically utilized all sorts of different basses throughout his career. I think early on he basically used the Gibson EB series. I think EB3 for quite a number of years. But then for many, many years, he would be seen playing a Guild Starfire that he would have customized and modified quite a bit. I know Lembic did some work with some of his Guild Starfires that he had. He also strictly played Alembics for a number of years. He was playing Fender Jazz for a number of years. In more recent years, playing various types of modulus basses as well as Ken Smith basses in more recent times. But again, known for his bass playing, and as far as like what are some of the great recordings featuring Phil's bass lines and bass grooves and things like that, I think the studio albums are really good for what they are, but I think you really have to go to some of the live recordings to really get a feel for what he could do and his full skills. I mean, like off the top of my head, like Scarlet Begonias always had some great bass lines from Phil live. China Cat, Sunflower, Fire on the Mountain, Eyes of the World, right? Some of the funky stuff he really excelled at. Then, of course, you got Help Is on the Way, Franklin's Tower, Slipknot. Always great bass playing in those tracks. They always played a lot of those kind of together. Shakedown Street, one of the later 70s, again, kind of cool, funky stuff. Turn on Your Love Light, he always shined on that. Of course, Terrapin Station as well. But if you really can appreciate his bass playing along with all the great guitar playing from Jerry Garcia, the great, wonderful keyboards, and everything the Grateful Dead did so well on, various live albums, Fillmore East, 1970, Winterland, 1978. What else we got here? Here's the Fillmore West, 1969. Okay, Fillmore East, 1969. Various Dick's Picks thing here. This is Winterland, 1977. Got all sorts of Winterland stuff here. We've got here Binghamton, New York, 1970. The great Cornell recording too. I had all sorts of Grateful Dead live stuff where, just some sublime playing from Phil. But, he also, it probably didn't utilize him enough, but also pretty damn good singer that he would occasionally sing lead vocals on various things throughout their catalog and live. More adding backing vocals most of the time, but when they did let him come out into the lead vocal slot, I think he always did a really, really fine job. I mean, if you go to the American Beauty album, which is right here, Box of Rain, that's Phil. Awesome stuff on the Mars Hotel album. Unbroken Chain, that's Phil. Pride of Cucamonga, that's Phil. On Working Man's Dead, which is right here, Uncle John's Band and Cumberland Blues. He's not singing lead, but he's singing with the rest of the guys. They all kind of take their spot in those tracks. Really good stuff. Nice, like I said, mellow melodic vocal style that just kind of fits in with everybody else. But when you hear him, it's not Jerry, it's not Bob, right? It's just very, very cool. But yeah, I would argue, to really get a taste and flavor of what Phil Lesh, the bass player, was all about. Like I said, the studio albums are fine, but you really got to go investigate some of the great, many, many live albums and live recordings from throughout their career. I mean, Grateful Dead is known as the band that probably has the most live albums, live recordings that are floating around, whether bootleg or official releases. There's so many of them. I just talked about, another one just a couple days ago here on the channel. This just came out. This is the Duke 78, right? A lot of great stuff on here as well that showcases his, wonderful melodic bass playing. Just always there. It's like, you listen to the music of the Grateful Dead, and everybody always talks about, well, when Jerry starts playing, right? You're looking for the guitar solos and things, or maybe you're looking for the the keyboards, the piano and stuff. But man, Phil's bass is just such an integral part of all of those classic recordings, and yeah, he's going to be missed. Lived a long life, 84. It sucks that he, has struggled so much with health issues in more recent times. But a guy that obviously did what he loved all his life, played so many live shows throughout the year, and just a beloved musician from a beloved band that has so many hardcore fans. So yeah, Phil Lesh is going to be missed. Go out and play some classic Grateful Dead today. He leaves us on October 25th, yesterday at the age of 84. Phil Lesh, may he rest in peace. He's up there playing with Jerry and everybody else. Once again, I can just hear trucking off in the distance now. There you go. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please, if you could, hit the like button before you leave. Thanks for watching, everybody. Rest in peace, Phil Lesh, one of the greats. We'll see you soon. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching.